What if the next time a Democrat is elected president, and the executive branch has all this expanded power that you've gotten?
Well, then they've got it.
Don't you worry they'll undo some of your policies at that point?
I can only speak for myself. It's necessary.
Worry about what's now.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's necessary. It's actually an honor to have won that, because every president since FDR has been trying to get that back, and I got it back. That's a big deal. You know, it's a checkpoint.
Along the same lines, if the Democrats take the House, and I want you to succeed as president. I want a businessman to run the country. And all along, you entered as a billionaire businessman, which was unprecedented. I think George Washington owned a lot of land, but no one's ever. I think JFK had a trust fund, but no one's ever been as wealthy as you. And you obviously know how to run a business, and that, I think, informs the way you run the country, obviously. Now, many people argue business experience is needed in government. And we've seen the stock market in the first term and the second term. I think it's been rewarded to have a businessman in there. So I think we shouldn't be surprised that your businesses are doing well. But how would you counter critics that say you're using the presidency to enrich yourself and your family?
Well, in a lot of ways, if you think about it, the stock has gone up so much. The stock market today, it's up 500 points. It's up to almost 53,000. I watched your show, and you had somebody on, one of your brilliant analysts, and they said if I had won the election, they said if President Trump could get the stock market to anywhere near 50,000, that would be an unbelievable achievement, and that was over 4 years. In other words, at the end of his term, 4 years, if he could get anywhere near 50,000, that would be. Well, it's at 53,000, just a couple of points short of 53,000 right now, and that's essentially after a little bit more than a year.
But do you worry that if the Democrats were to win the House, that there's going to be endless investigations of you and your administration?
Well, I don't do anything having to do with my business. My kids run it. I put a lot of money. I had a lot of money, and I have a lot of money, and I've made money. I'm a business person. I'm a really good business person. I've made money. I've made a tremendous amount of money, more than I would have ever thought I would have made. And I let people invest it. I don't even know who they are. But it's given to big firms that are on your show all the time. My son, Eric, handles it. I don't talk to him about things such as this. I think I'd be allowed to. I'm not sure even what the status is, but I don't. And he gives it into these semi-blind trusts or blind trusts where people invest. There was a story today about Jensen Huang, who's fantastic, NVIDIA, and that I have some stock. I think it's very small. I think it's one of many companies that one of the big Wall Street firms invests in. So they said, oh, Trump has some stock in there.
But
I don't care about that. You know why I don't care?
Yeah.
Because I have a much bigger purpose. This is the Oval Office. It's a much bigger purpose than whether or not I make money. As an example, the president's the highest paid person in government. And, by some standards, gets a lot of money. I'm the only president, they say, that's ever given up my salary. I gave up my salary.
Right.
I don't get a salary. I gave it up. And that's a lot of, by some standards, that's a lot of money.
But making money in the stock market, that makes sense. So as far as crypto goes, and I'm just wondering, you didn't divest your business. You have your sons running it. Right. I think vice presidents and presidents aren't subject really to conflict of interest laws, but there's this notion that you need to be aware of conflict of interest. Yeah. There was a large sum of money made in crypto. Did you know that your family business was going to engage in crypto? Did you have anything?
Well, I was there before I was in office. But the way I view crypto is a little differently. We have to be at the top, otherwise China's going to take it over. Like, for instance, AI. We're leading substantially in AI over China and everybody else. I mean, we're leading. When I was with President Xi 3 weeks ago, he greeted me, and his first words, literally were, wow, you've really done a great job. You've really, because this country was dead. We had a dead country. Now we have the hottest country in the world. And the way I look at AI, or the way I look at crypto, is if we're not going to do it, China's going to get it. Most likely China, but somebody else. Japan is somebody else. And I want to, it's a big industry. Crypto, if you call it an industry, but it's a big deal. And crypto is a big deal. You look at it, the way it's grown over the years, you have believers, you don't have believers, you know, whatever it is, but it's a big deal. And anything we do, I want to be number one in. And we're number one in crypto, and we're also number one in AI.
In the disclosure this week, the amount of money that you and the family made in crypto, it was an outsized number. I was just asking, were you know about the crypto ventures? So that was just something.
By the way, I could know about it. I didn't.
Right.
I mean, there's nothing illegal. There's nothing wrong with it. I could know.